Hi, this is Keith Lewis with Carbon Neutral Growth Fund. I'm here to tell you a little bit today about our Reg D 506C. We're raising funds from accredited investors to build green carbon neutral properties that are highly profitable here in Florida. We're an innovative fund located, of course, here in West Palm Beach, Florida. It's comprised of me and Tom Smith. Both of us have 25 years apiece in construction and real estate. We hold all associated real estate license, general contractors licenses, all of the engineering, all the real estate, all the deal selection is done here in-house. There's nothing subbed out professionally. Of course, the trades are subbed out, but all the professional labor is done right here in-house by Tom or myself. What we do is build ultra efficient green homes that have solar panels, energy efficient appliances, and they are truly state of the art. We are, again, a Reg D 506 fund. We're raising money for the next rounds of projects, and our investors typically see big returns from 15 to 18% or more, but we are highly profitable and they see outcomes in 9 to 12 months. Here's a little bit of our investment strategy. Desirability of location. That includes where it is, of course, location, location, location. Right now, typically, we're building mostly east of I-95 and somewhere around or near the intercoastal. We are building most of our properties right now in or near Delray Beach and West Palm Beach. Desirability of layout. We have, again, 25 years each of real estate experience. We have a lot of things within the layout that we've chosen over the years that we like. So we have a good bit of experience to say, hey, we want a little more of this or a little more of that. So we've got some award-winning floor plans that we chose to use. Demographic affluence. We typically pick neighborhoods that have far above $100,000 a year of income. Demand generators. That's everything from local convenience stores, Starbucks, a lot of other things nearby that are required for people that are in the 100,000 plus income range. We are disrupting the industry that we feel. There's no wood in our builds. There's no wood at all. The properties are steel frame construction with concrete and magnesium oxide sheathing that I'll show you here in a little bit. Our insurance is insanely low, but we're not doing the typical sticks and bricks. We're not using concrete block or wood to build. The density of population on all of our properties, we're looking to get 100,000 people within a 3-mile radius. And on top of all this, again, we are east of I-95, so we're in some of the most desirable neighborhoods in South Florida. Here's where we're going to nerd out for a minute. This is essentially our construction techniques. And on the inside, we've got magnesium oxide sheathing. It's a type of concrete. We don't use drywall anymore. We're using magnesium oxide. This is where it gets really interesting because there's a lot of issues with drywall, okay? It can get wet and it stays wet. Magnesium oxide, it can get wet, doesn't stay wet. Magnesium oxide also gives us a burn rating of at least an hour. So if something were to start fire in the home, it would, of course, have to be the furniture because there's no other wood in the structure. But what you do is call the fire department, spray it down, and hopefully wait for the fire department to get there and again, spray it with a fire extinguisher because there's not really much you can burn in these homes. So that helps as well. We are steel frame construction, not too different than wood construction in the framing aspect, but of course it's steel and it can't burn and it's strong. It's Cat 5 rated. All of our homes are insulated with spray foam insulation. On the outside, we've got another sheathing of magnesium oxide, and outside of that, it's either going to be stucco or possibly another cladding of brick or stone, typically just an architectural type setting. So here are the benefits. Let's put our buyer's cap on. Let's get away from being investor for a minute. These properties are Cat 5 hurricane rated. They exceed the lifespan of any other typical building material. So wood is typically rated for 40 years, believe it or not. Concrete block or concrete is rated for 100 years. Steel frame construction with magnesium oxide and foam is rated at 150 years. Again, let's go back to zero wood construction. There's no moisture, no mold, no bugs, no fire. It's hypoallergenic. And in a comic way, when I first heard this, I was like, ah, who cares about being hypoallergenic? Till I realized how many people have allergies. I don't have any allergies. But when I realized and found out that this is a big deal, properties are hypoallergenic because there's nothing organic in the structure. Can't rot, can't hold moisture, can't mold, can't burn. Now, some other cool things about it are minimal transition of sound. So the fire trucks, the loud cars, the Harley Davidsons, the outside noises, storms, you don't hear a lot of that. It significantly brings down the transmission of sound. And of course, the big one, it's 13 times more energy efficient than concrete block. All major things for a new potential buyer. Now, it's going to hit the buyer in a big way when they realize how much cheaper it is to live in one of our homes versus a concrete block or a wood frame home. So whether you're a Florida resident or you're not a Florida resident, if you're a Florida resident, you know our homeowners insurance is insanely expensive. If you're not from Florida, when you move here, you're going to realize that, hey, our insurance is insanely expensive. So let's go through a few things. Number one, because it's steel frame construction and we have Internet of Things and we're insanely energy efficient, typically we've got a TPO roof, which is a rubberized coating, typically used in commercial. It's warranted, not rated for, but it's warranted for 20 years. So some of the things that benefit the new homeowners are lower lifetime cost of ownership. There's no wood to rot. There's no roof to replace in 10 to 15 or 20 years because you've got TPO. None of the building materials are going to rot because there's no wood. It's highly efficient. Now, we add solar panels to these builds. The benefit to this is no to low electric bills. We put on 15 kilowatts of solar panels and batteries. So the home functions independently of Florida Power. If you want to, you can turn your breaker panel off and not even use power from FPL. If you want to leave it on, that's fine too. If you've got an electric car, you can plug it in and charge it for free. You don't have an electric car, we guarantee you're going to have an electric bill of less than $25. And that is not a bill, that is a surcharge from Florida Power. So you've got $25 or less per month in cost. Let's go back to the Florida hazard insurance. We are at less than $1 a square foot to insure our homes. So a brand new home of 3,000 square feet is going to cost you about $2,700 a year. And this is where we are pulling in more and more buyers. We're saving an average buyer between $12,000 and $15,000 a year. That's an average buyer that would go out and buy another new 3,000 square foot house that may be concrete block. Somebody that's buying another 20-year-old home, they're going to expect to pay $8,000 to $10,000 in insurance. Some of the people buying a home that may not have impact windows or a home that doesn't have a brand new roof, they're going to be paying between $10,000 and $12,000 a year. And that's a normal cost. Us, $2,700. So average buyer that's buying our $1.5 million home here in Florida is going to be saving $12,000 to $15,000 a year. And that's in perpetuity. As they get further out, we're going to save them even more money in just typical costs of redoing things. Things aren't going to rot on our homes. They've got elastomeric paint. You're not going to have to replace the roof in nearly the same amount of time. You have zero to no electric bill. You have a significantly lower insurance bill. So our homes costs to live in are significantly lower. All right, I'm done geeking out. But that's what I want to expand on and explain that's what this means to the new home buyers. And as an investor, it's big because our homes sell extremely fast. We're generating a huge demand. We're generating a lot of excitement in the market. Our homes are on MLS before they're halfway done being marketed to buyers. So we generate a lot of traffic and our homes typically sell only 50% of the way into construction. So I have buyers ready to buy our homes when they're complete. Go to the next slide here. This is an actual picture of what our homes look like. This is one of our projects down in Miami. Steel frame construction, nothing to burn inside. Another great thing about these is they're cheaper to build the shell of the home. Our shells cost only a few dollars less. But by that, I'm saying, I'm competitive with sticks and bricks. My construction cost is really about the same, give or take a couple of bucks. But these homes, steel frame homes with magnesium oxide board, pull 5 to 10% more in sales price. And this is kind of, again, I just wanted to reiterate what it is. Carbon neutral, solar panels, electric car chargers, no electric bill, exceeds Cat 5. We're disrupting the home building industry. But this is, as an investor, what you need to know to realize what you're getting into. Here's a little bit about our strategy. Tom and I are really good at finding high value lots. We agree to a contract of typically 3 to 4 months. We can get all the entitlements done or figure out if we don't want it. We can work on the entitlement package as far as getting the lot lines taken care of, getting the survey done. We typically don't buy lots that need to be subdivided. Lot splits are different. I can do a lot split in a month, no big deal. We're not looking to do large plots of land yet where we have to replat, takes too long. We want to be going vertical in less than 4 months. Okay, so we identify a lot. We go in for planning and permission. We already have most of our floor plans taken care of. Tom and I designed everything in-house. Then we purchase a lot. We commence building. I want to tell you a quick story about how all this is working. We have a lot right now on Forest Court. It's one of the offerings we already fulfilled. We're already building on it. This is a half-acre lot in West Palm Beach, Florida. It was rotting on the MLS. It was on there for 7, 8, 9 months. It was a 56 by 400 foot lot. And what it looked like was you're going to put a house on there and it was going to look like the White House. It's going to be sitting at the back of the lot. You'd have, a 300 foot long driveway to get to the house. But we realized that it was comprised of 6 little lots that were cut in half. So what I wanted to do was do a lot split, not anything with the plats, but do a lot split. As I looked at the map, I realized that 50 years ago, there was a road out back. So I went to the city, talked to the city. The city gave me permission to access the back of the property. Boom. What that gave us the option to do was do a lot split. Split the lot directly down the middle, enter one of the quarter-acre plats from the west side, enter the other plat on the east from the east side, because there's a little court that goes around. So we've got 2 quarter-acre plots of land that we're building, 2 3,000 square foot houses with pools and cottages. So living square footage is going to be somewhere around 3,500 square foot total living space on a quarter-acre lot. Quite private, believe it or not, because of the way the roads are laid out. And nice sized lots. Steps away from getting out on I-95 and 2 miles away from downtown. A few minutes from the beach. Probably 20, 25 minutes from downtown Delray. I mean, just a great location. 10 minutes from the airport. We're building these now. Construction cost is around $850,000. Sale price will be around 1.8, but we'll update you when they come up. But for now, let's talk a little bit more about the investment. We have a $25 million Reg D 506C. It's $100,000 minimum investment. We are targeting a 15% investor return and a 9 to 12 month investment horizon. We're going to build these homes in 6 to 9 months. I plan to have them sold while they're in process. So I built in a little bit more time there, but I think the true investment horizon is 6 to 9 months. And I'm going to give us a little bit more just to be safe. So your money's going to be working for 9 to 12 months. We're going to give you a 15 to 18% return. Depending on what type of investor you are, if you're at 100 to 250,000, you're looking at a flat rate of return. If you want to come in at higher dollar amounts and higher investment amounts, we could talk a little bit more about what other terms we have available. Just contact me directly. There'll be a link at the end of the video to set up a Zoom call. We're going to go over some of the same things, but talk more specifically about your investment criteria, what you like, how you like your money to work, what projects you're comfortable in, what you're safe with, see how we get along together. Heck, we're 10 minutes away from the West Palm Beach Airport, so you can fly in. We can go grab lunch. I'd love to take you to dinner and discuss what other projects we have. We also have a large list of projects. Tom and I are always vetting dirt. Right now, we have over 15 different projects ranging anywhere from 1 to 10 million in and around West Palm Beach, Delray Beach. We've got some multifamilies that we're working on right now. We have some smaller single families. We want to get into the affordable housing, which in Florida right now is the $600,000 to $700,000 market. We still have great value on those properties because for the $700,000 range, that's an amazing opportunity for a $700,000 buyer to have a very, very low insurance rate, no electric bill. What it's giving people in the $700,000 range is an amazing opportunity to go from, say, a $550,000 home to a $700,000 home. But because they have no electric bill and the insurance is so, so cheap, they're getting into a much better home with very low bills and lower cost of ownership over the next 10 to 20 years. So they're getting a much better project and a much better product over time for them to live in. We could talk about them a little bit more. We've got some lots selected we're raising money on right now for 3 and 4 home flats of land that are here in West Palm Beach and Lake Worth Beach. And again, some of them, believe it or not, are on waterfront. They're going to be amazing opportunities to invest in because in that range, they'll be pushing more toward the $800,000 range, but they'll be on a lake. They're no-brainer investments. You know, they're going to sell fast in Florida. Close to I-95, great communities. Again, low cost of ownership. But we could talk about that if you sign up and get on with me to do a Zoom call. Here's some of the projects in the fund right now. Forest Hill that I already told you about, also Puritan. This is a 2-home build just about 1.5 miles south of downtown West Palm in the Soso district. We also have one right now that's in the fund not listed that is at the south end of West Palm Beach, only 2 blocks from the Intercoastal. We're going to build another one of these just like Forest Hill, same floor plan there. But I'd really love to talk to you. I'd really love to show you some more of our opportunities that we're working on right now. Some of these are going to be great deals for the end of the year. Again, 15% investor return, lots of visibility. We are putting cameras on now. We're using construction cameras that are, of course, solar powered, but they're going to be on all of our construction sites. You can see what's being built. We're going to broadcast it to the internet. We're going to give investors the opportunity to log in and see what's being built. And a few other things that are important here are get on a Zoom call, schedule my Calendly. There's a link below to talk about what investments we have coming up. Again, we've got a list set up right now, and so many investors want to get involved with this because we have great returns, South Florida real estate market, and you might want to fly down here for the weekend, take a look at some of the properties. I'll gladly take you around to the properties, but come down, talk to us. Both Tom Smith and myself are the principals on this project. We've both been doing this for over 25 years. Both of us have oodles of experience. I personally worked in 2008 when the market collapsed, didn't give any of my properties back to the banks. As a matter of fact, I sold all the properties that I worked on, I flipped and built in 2008. We can talk a little bit more about later. But I've invested in and sold over 55 million in residential projects, over 22 million in commercial, and we can get into it a little bit deeper later. Here's some of our other teammates. Bill Whiteford, he runs Team Plan. He does all of our land planning. Tavon Coney, pro football player and former Notre Dame player. He is one of our managers. He raises capital and works some of our project zones for selecting real estate. And just want to talk a little bit more about our track record. 151 properties flipped. That's just me. That doesn't even include Tom. 32 residential units built that were semi-luxury, 16 multifamilies. We're going to do a 15 to 18% IRR, commercial, residential, land development. We're doing it all here in South Florida. We'd love to talk to you about specific properties and specific deals that we have coming up that we're finding dirt for. If you're a developer or if you're an investor as well, I've got a lot of JV opportunities available on our land deals. So again, sit down, get on my Calendly, create a Zoom link. I'll get you on a Zoom call. We'll talk about it a little bit more. I've got to give you this disclaimer. Investment involves risk. The value of our investments and the income from them can go up or down depending on what's going on in the economy. Again, at the end of the year with interest rates, they're a crapshoot, but investment involves risk. Again, Keith Lewis would love to talk to you on a Zoom call. Let's get in touch. Click on the link below for my calendar. Schedule a Zoom today. Talk to you soon.